One by one, their leaders had fallen. Fear spread across the battlefield. It felt like the end for the 3,000 Muslims that were facing the Roman army of 200,000. And then, he stepped forward. Khalid ibn al-Walid. He held a banner as if he refused to let it fall again. Through chaos, dust, and steel, he turned fear into belief, despair into hope. On the battlefield of Mutah, in the face of certain death, Allah raised a man, and history would never forget his name. Khalid, the sword of Allah. The 3,000 Muslims entered the town of Mutah and used a brilliant strategy. They positioned themselves in a narrow area so that the 200,000-strong enemy force could only face them 3,000 at a time. The sun rises blood-red over the valley of Mutah. In the Byzantine camp, 200,000 warriors perform their morning rituals. In the Muslim camp, 3,000 men perform their Fajr prayer in unison. Zayd ibn Haritha lifts the banner of Islam, places his 3 lieutenants, Jafar, Abdullah, at strategic points throughout the formation. If he falls, command can immediately pass to the next leader without confusion. Instead of trying to match the enemy's line, he concentrates his forces on specific points, creating local superiority despite overall disadvantage. Ghassanid leader, watching from his command position, feels the first stirrings of concern.
I do not understand why our men cannot finish this damned battle.
For 6 days, the Muslims held their ground and won every exchange.
There are only 3,000 men. Why is this taking us 6 days? Even the Persian Empire is not with this strength.
The total Muslim casualties were only 12 men, while the Romans lost hundreds or even thousands. Ghassanid leader sensed that the strength of this Muslim army flowed from its leader, Zayd, the man holding the banner of Islam.
Take down their leader, otherwise this battle will never end.
He ordered the entire Roman force to target him. Spears, arrows from an army of 200,000 were directed at Zayd. Witnesses reported that he never took a single step back. Can you imagine thousands of arrows directed to you? No hesitation, no fear, no step back. Zayd remained firm in his position. After dozens of strikes, his body began to falter, but his greatest concern was not his wounds, it was the banner. Then, one by one, the 3 commanders fell as martyrs. The banner fell to the ground. A companion named Thabit ibn Akram picked it up and called out, "O Abu Suleiman," which was Khalid's nickname among the companions.
Khaled, take it! You know better in this matter!
But Khalid, showing the beautiful humility the Prophet ﷺ had built in him, said, "No, you are more deserving. You witnessed Badr, and I was an enemy then." But Thabit insisted, and Khalid took the banner and led on that 6th day. The Battle of Mutah was fought far away, in the land of Jordan, near the borders of Syria, hundreds of miles from Medina. The Prophet ﷺ did not travel with the army. He stayed in Medina. He could not see the battlefield. There were no phones, no messengers fast enough, no way for any human being to know what was happening in real time. And yet, the Prophet ﷺ gathered his companions in Medina and began to speak. And what he said was not a prediction, it was not a guess, it was a live description, as if he were standing on that battlefield, watching every moment unfold with his own eyes. He said, "Zayd ibn Haritha took the banner, and he was killed." The companions heard this, and their hearts broke. Then he said, "Jafar ibn Abi Talib took the banner, and he fought with his right hand until it was cut off. Then he held it with his left hand until that was cut off too. Then he held it with his arms against his chest until he fell as a martyr. Subhanallah. The Prophet ﷺ was describing every detail, hand by hand, blow by blow, while sitting in Medina, hundreds of miles away. Then he said, Abdullah ibn Rawaha took the banner, and he too was martyred. And the companions watched the Prophet ﷺ as he spoke, and they saw tears in his blessed eyes. He was not reciting a report. He was grieving in real time, because he was seeing in real time. He loved these three men deeply. Zayd was like a son to him. Jafar was his cousin, one of the most beloved people on this earth to him. And Abdullah ibn Rawaha was a great companion whose poetry had lifted the spirits of the Muslim army more times than anyone could count. Three men he loved, gone, one after another, in the span of a single day. And Allah was showing him every moment of it. Then the Prophet ﷺ said something that changed everything. He said, Then the banner was taken by a sword from the swords of Allah, and Allah will open victory through his hands. A sword from the swords of Allah. That was the title given to Khalid ibn al-Walid on that day, not by a general, not by a king, not by a military academy, but by the Prophet ﷺ himself, while being shown the events directly by Allah. Think about the weight of that title. The Prophet ﷺ did not say Khalid is a great soldier. He did not say Khalid is a skilled commander. He said Khalid is a sword drawn by Allah himself, a secret weapon that Allah placed in the hands of this ummah to save them in one of the most challenging battles in human history.
We took 3 of their commanders in one day. Tomorrow we finish them off.
As darkness falls, the Roman command assumes the battle is essentially over. Their scouts report scattered Muslim survivors, no organized resistance, complete breakdown of enemy forces. That night, Khalid gathered the army and said clearly, This battle cannot be decided with a victory.
We have honored our Prophet's orders. This battle cannot finish with a win. We have to retreat.
We have honored our Prophet ﷺ, and we have killed more of them than they killed of us. But we cannot defeat 200,000 with 3,000. The unanimous decision was to withdraw. But here is where Khalid's genius showed itself. He knew that a simple retreat through open desert would mean instant destruction. So he designed what is considered one of the most brilliant retreat plans in military history, still studied in military academies today. He reorganized the army completely. The right wing moved to the left wing moved to the right, the front moved to the back, and the back moved to the front. Every banner was changed and given a new color and new writing. Every soldier washed and changed his clothes so he looked fresh. Then he sent 300 horsemen behind the army, telling them to ride in small circles, raising huge clouds of dust at dawn, giving the impression of a massive new army arriving. He divided these 300 into 6 groups, each entering dramatically one after another, shouting, Allahu Akbar, and raising their banners high. The dawn of the second day reveals something that confuses every Byzantine observer. Where they expected to find the scattered remnants of a broken army, they instead observe organized formations moving with purpose and discipline. The banners of Islam flies again, but now with different colors. To Byzantine scouts, It looks like Muslim reinforcements have arrived during the night. Dust clouds create the illusion of larger numbers. To the Ghassanid leader and his commanders, this suggests only one possibility. Massive Muslim reinforcements have arrived in the night. Muslim forces appear to be multiplying. While the Byzantine High Command debates strategy, Khalid fights his own personal war at the front lines. Historical accounts record that during this fight, he broke 9 swords, not from poor craftsmanship, but from the sheer intensity of combat, where a sword should normally last for decades. The image of Khalid discarding broken swords and immediately taking up new weapons becomes legendary among his own men and terrifying to his enemies. Here is a commander who doesn't just give orders. He fights harder than anyone under his command. With 300 knights, Khalid launched his final assault in 6 waves, each consisting of 50 riders. He ordered them to raise as much dust as possible, creating the illusion that massive reinforcements had arrived. The deception worked. To the Romans, it seemed as though the Muslim army had been joined by an additional thousands of fresh cavalry. Seizing the moment, Khalid delivered a final crushing blow to the enemy lines. In mere minutes, his men brought down more Roman soldiers than in all of the past 6 days. Fear was now etched into the eyes of the Roman fighters, their confidence shattered by the sudden, relentless attack. The army retreated in the desert. The withdrawal doesn't look like a retreat. Instead, it appears to be a tactical trap. To the Romans, this looks exactly like what they fear most. An army moving toward more reinforcements. The doubt paralyzes Roman decision-making at the crucial moment. The Roman commanders screamed at their soldiers, "Don't follow them, it's an ambush." And so the Muslims withdrew safely, with the Romans too afraid to chase them. 3,000 soldiers who had faced 200,000. 3,000 who had watched their 3 commanders fall one after another. 3,000 who had fought for 6 days and then, under Khalid's leadership, made the decision to withdraw. They walked back into Medina, carrying the weight of that decision on their shoulders. And the city did not welcome them warmly. The people of Medina, men, women, even children, came out to meet them. And they came out angry. They picked up dust and dirt from the ground and threw it at the soldiers. They pointed at them and shouted, "Ya Furar! Ya Furar! O fleers, O cowards! You ran away from the path of Allah. You abandoned the battle." The words cut deep. These were not strangers shouting. These were neighbors, family members, people from the same community. And the soldiers had no answer. They had done what they believed was right. They had saved the remaining army from total destruction. But standing there with dirt being thrown at them, with the voices of people they loved calling them cowards, the shame was unbearable. And here, right here, is where the Prophet ﷺ stepped in. And what he did is a masterclass in mercy, in wisdom, in leadership, and in understanding the human heart. He did not stay silent while his soldiers were being humiliated. He came out immediately, and he addressed the people. And his first words were a correction. He said, "They are not al-Furar, the fleers. They are al-Qurar, the ones who will return to attack." One sentence. He did not give a long speech. He did not explain the military strategy in detail. He simply changed the name. And by changing the name, he changed everything. Because in Arabic, and in the culture of that time, what you are called is what you are. The Prophet ﷺ was saying, these men did not run from Allah's path. They pulled back so they could fight again. They are not cowards. They are warriors resetting for the next battle. Al-Qurar, the ones who return. Imagine hearing that the Prophet ﷺ himself stood before the whole city and defended your honor. Imagine hearing that he did not just accept what people were saying about you, he corrected it. With authority, with love, with certainty.